Hi, welcome everyone. Today's video is going to cover the new version of the Simms G3 wader. I have the old version here that I'll be comparing it to as far as fit and some other things as well. So if you're in the market for a new pair of waders, I highly suggest you watch this, even if you're not in the market for a pair of Simms G3 waders. All right, so to start off with, this is the large, long 12-13 size. I'm 6 foot for scale, and then my inseam from crotch to floor is 35 inches. Like I said, it's a large, long. These fit a little bit more generously cut than the previous version. I think the length is pretty much the same, but the older version definitely has more of a tapered fit. I don't feel that I would change my size at all. At first I was worried that these would be a little bit too big, but that gives me a little bit more articulation in the knee to be able to step over things, you know, or crouch down or whatever. I don't feel the tightness here or in the seat nearly as much as with the first, well, I should say the previous generation. It wasn't bad or overly tight like I was going to split them, but I just feel there's a little bit more room for layering and also mobility as well with the newer version. That's just something to keep in mind if you're between sizes, especially say if you fit small inside of the previous version, you might want to size down for the next version depending on how you prefer your fit. Something as well is that the upper part is a little bit wider as well. For me, I live way up north. You can see that there's some snow and such. It is nice for layering underneath, and then with a t-shirt, it doesn't look overly baggy at all. And then back here, if it is a little bit more baggy, there's two belt loops. There's an upper one and a lower one. That upper one will squeeze this in quite a bit. All right, another difference is going to be the pocket layout. I feel that the chest pocket's bigger, and it's a little bit more stretchy up here, like for this front pocket right here. And then you have the pass-through pocket that's right here. I can fit most size tackle boxes in here. I haven't had an issue. The only thing is and I shouldn't say it's a negative, it's actually a positive, is that the zipper doesn't come all the way down to the bottom of the pocket. So if you do have something in there that could slide out real easy, let's say a cell phone or whatever, the corner of your phone is going to get caught in that pocket, in the corner of the pocket before it just spills out. So that is one good thing. And then a new pocket, just a little bit easier to see, is inside here there's a pocket that goes down quite a bit. I mean, it's, I'd say a good 7 inches or so. I can easily fit a cell phone or a battery charger for like my chest cam or anything like that. Probably the most noticeable difference is going to be the upgraded shoulder straps. There's more airflow that happens through here. It's almost like a waffle type material that's through there. And what that's going to do is when it's really hot out, it's going to create a little air barrier between your straps and your shirt so that you're not going to get sweaty, especially if you have a backpack. I found that these straps still fit really nice under a backpack, provide a little bit more cushioning and ventilation so you don't get as sweaty. And then in the back, there's a more robust yoke system versus just the basic plastic. And then right here, if you wanted to use this as a net holder or to fix whatever you want to it, this part's stitched in pretty good that you don't have to worry about it coming loose or anything like that. The booties are slightly different. I'll show that in a little bit. They are either pair are articulated. You can see that this is the left foot, so it's curved a little bit. I mean, if I flatten it out, it looks more natural. That's gonna fit a lot better than your straight cut. I've had other waders that have like a straight cut neoprene boot, and you can feel that it's a little bit looser fitting overall. So your foot would slide around a little bit, or you get some bunching of your socks or the neoprene itself. I found that with either pair that the booty fit into the boot and it's all flat, there's no seams or bunching up. That could cause wear points or it could cause discomfort or whatever else. The materials are, I'd say, for the consumer, pretty much the same. There's a little bit more nerdy details that go into more breathability with the newer ones and such. But it's a 4-layer GORE-TEX on the bottom. Like this, it's a little bit harder to see with this is the Riparian camo. But if you see like the normal colorway, it's from like right here where this stitch is down. That's gonna be the more durable section where you're gonna be on your knees or busting through. For me, it's a lot of like tag, elder, and brush that I'm busting through. And then up here, it's a little bit. It's a 3-layer, but so it gives you a little bit more breathability, less weight, and also a smaller pack size as well. So up here, you're not going to need as much. I should say that the 4-layer does go all the way up So overall, I don't fish when it's super, super hot. It just doesn't get like, you know, up into like the high 90s much where I live. But I have fished quite a bit when it's like in the 80s, walking through like humid swamps, and I never felt that I really got overheated at all. Of course, you're wearing waders, so it's not just like, you know, wearing shorts on the beach. But I never found that moisture was a big deal, even going from really cold spring-fed streams out, you know, you get that back forth, and I never felt there was much condensation built up on the inside as well. And I would switch over from like having like a lightweight, like synthetic base layer underneath, or sometimes I have like a waffle or a fleece material if it's a little bit colder. And either material, I never felt that there was a lot of, I never felt that there was like condensation built up or moisture or anything like that. All right, as far as durability, which is you know, arguably one of the most important things if you're going to be spending a lot of money on waders. I felt that I wore these pretty heavily last year. I'd say I wore them even into the winter. I probably wore them about 60 times or so, maybe a little bit more than that. And I don't see any sort of signs of wear at all. Even where I thought, because this was the previous version was more fitted, I thought that maybe like excess bunched up material could cause more abrasion or anything, but I haven't found any sort of wearing at all. I've been looking on the face fabric, and also having the seams in the front and the back, it doesn't give you your seams rubbing across right here, which are those like be highly abrasive wear points that you would be wearing like with a lot of other waders. So Simms does that with a lot of their waders. Just that way it's a smooth on smooth surface when your legs do rub together. You don't get that abrasive seam rubbing together. All right, so one of the biggest differences, I think the biggest performance difference for me besides the fit is the gravel guard. So the gravel guard here there's no sort of hook that would be on like a lot of previous generation Simms waders. This just basically is just like a cuff that fits around your boot. Using these are Simms Flyweight Access wading boots. It's fit around here very well. These are the boots I used for most of last year. And I've found that there's way less sand and gravel. I haven't got any gravel, but way less sand that gets in with this design versus the previous design has, you know, your typical hook. And coming forward onto this D-ring of most of my boots that I've wore with these waders is that if I were to hook it up there or even hook onto my lace, there's like a little triangle space that would happen where you can still get sand that enters your boot. I never found it was a huge amount of sand, but every little bit of sand and that abrasion inside your boot, up on your neoprene bootie and inside your wading boot, that's gonna wear away, especially if it's on those tape seams. But I found that this holds really secure, even walking through very thick muck. Like a lace system where you have like these lugs here, it's gonna grab really good on there. But even if you have a boa system, it'll still fit. Like there's enough stretch that will fit over that boa system, and it'll be a cinch on the bottom with a cinch around it. So it'll be really locked in. You're not going to get a bunch of sand in there and the gravel as well. There's something for me is that there's a lot of like pine needles and other like little floaty wood debris that would do quick work of wearing through any sort of materials. You know, if it got up in there, but I haven't had any sort of issues with that at all. These gravel guards, I was worried about the durability a little bit, and I was coming through different types of, like, say, raspberry patches, blackberry patches, a lot of tag elder, and just other debris that would be in or near the water. Most of where I'm fishing is a little bit more swampy, so I'm busting through a lot of different brush. I'm not coming through, you know, I'm not hiking through like packed down trails and then it's a wide open like Western style river. So the durability of these waders have been top notch, at least for the whole year that I've been using them so far. All right, so these are the previous generation. As you can see, these ones fit a little bit more snug, more of an athletic fit versus a little bit more relaxed fit with the newer version. Lifting up my leg isn't bad in these ones, but where I see the biggest difference, especially if you can see here, I don't have the belt on any of my loops. Just because if I have the belt through my loops, it almost like wants to keep my waders there. So if I go to sit down, like I'll sit down over here. If I go to sit down and my waders are stuck up here, it's like very tight all the way up through my thighs because it's trying to pull material up when you sit. So that's why a lot of times with these waders, with this version, I would actually wear it just having it around my waist. and I'll be able to sit down a lot easier. But if I have them around the belt loops, it's a little bit tighter on me. And I weigh I'm 6 foot, 190 pounds, so it's not like it's like within the measurements and everything. I would be a large long, but I would say that the new versions fit definitely fits a little bit better. All right, so in this video, I couldn't go over every little detail that we all look for and when we're looking for fishing equipment. So if you have any questions, comment them down below and I'll be able to answer, and maybe some other people in the comment section will be able to answer as well. But thanks for watching.